So this current Wendy Williams situation has resparked the conversation surrounding Britney Spears. And a lot of people, including talk show hosts and you name it, a lot of them were all for the Free Britney movement. But they haven't really been paying attention much to Britney Spears ever since she got out of the conservatorship. Well, whatever Wendy Williams is going through right now, it's not only bringing attention to Wendy Williams, but it's also bringing this newfound attention to Britney Spears, because a lot of people who were chanting Free Britney are now looking back in on her situation, and some of them are finally coming to the realization that they got this situation totally wrong. In fact, some of them are so kind of taken aback and shocked by the current state of Britney Spears that they're questioning where they should, really rest their opinions when it comes to the Wendy Williams situation, because, no one really knows the inner dealings of what's going on in that situation. But a lot of the Britney people, they've tried to attach themselves to the story, and they're all out here basically chanting that there's nothing wrong with Wendy Williams. They're saying that this is the exact same thing that happened to Britney, but these situations are very different. And I mean, just like we can all look at Britney and tell that she's going through some things, we can all look at Wendy and we can see the same thing. But these Yas Queen Britney fans who are now trying to attach themselves to the Wendy Williams situation, they're acting like, oh no, Wendy Williams is doing fine. It's everyone else's fault. Look at this woman. Really look at this woman. But anyways, we know that these people, these certain portions of people on the internet, they love enabling, mental health issues and all of that stuff. They love watching these celebrities unravel as they pretend that everything is a-okay. So recently on The View, and listen, I don't watch The View. I don't know why anyone in their right minds would watch The View. I don't think that there is a bigger piece of crap on television right now in the current day. An entire panel of idiots that none of them ever know what they're talking about. They never form an opinion that actually makes any kind of sense. It's just all a bunch of jibber jabber. But at least one of the women on the panel, she's starting to kind of wake up to the fact that, wait, Britney is not okay. And they talked about it on The View, and now Britney's fans, they're going crazy about this little clip that is now going viral on the internet. Let's go ahead and roll that beautiful bean footage, and then I'll be right back with more thoughts.
Remember Britney Spears? I was part of the Free Britney movement. I was horrified. I thought, her children were taken from her, and her parents are taking money from her, and Free Britney. We've seen a Free Britney now out of the conservatorship. Is she still suffering? Sometimes I wonder. It seems that she is still suffering.
Suffering's going to be inevitable. It's whether she's capable of making decisions.
And is she capable? Because we've seen some things that have happened.
I swear, it is always hilarious when I come across a clip from The View, because they look so serious. When they sit on that panel making their idiotic points, they look so serious when doing so. But you can see it in their eyes that they're not confident about the information that they're providing you. They're not even confident about the opinions that they're providing, because those aren't really their opinions. They're just talking points that they are told to make, basically. You may think, oh, it's free form, it's free flow. A lot of it is scripted. They can't go too far off script. They can shoot from the hip sometimes. They could, improvise a little bit, but they can't go too far off script. And that's what happened in this clip. The woman started making too much sense. And if you make too much sense on The View, they'll act like you're a racist, a Nazi, a bad person, you're a bigot, you're a sexist, what have you. As soon as you make any lick of sense on that TV show, you're automatically public enemy number one. So as she starts making sense finally for a second when it comes to the Britney Spears situation, you see the other woman trying to course correct. Wait, well, you know, hubba, 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 hubba. And they say these things that sound good to, I'm not trying to be mean, but they say things that sound good to dumb people. Or they say things that sound good to people who are uninformed. Like if you're sitting down watching The View, you have no reason to really believe that Whoopi Goldberg is just sitting there lying to your face, but that's what she does on a daily basis. So they con a lot of people with their nonsense. And you see, they can't have just one of these people with their own show because it would never work. You would see straight through the BS automatically. So what they do is they gather this entire panel kind of to intimidate the audience. So when you're sitting at home, and usually I would say, you know, most of the audience for The View is women. So they kind of bully these women into viewing things and viewing social issues and viewing the world in their way. If it was a one-on-one host delivering this information, you would see straight through the nonsense. But they formed this whole panel so you as the audience, you feel like you're the outsider. Oh, here's these 7 successful women all with the same exact opinion. I mean, it doesn't make sense. None of the stuff they say makes sense. It's all idiotic, nonsensical talking points, right? It's nothing but basically shitty political propaganda. But I feel like the outsider if I think differently than this panel of women. You know what I mean? That's kind of the tactic that they use on The View. And as you can see, when they kind of go off script, oh yeah, I don't know about Free Britney. You know, obviously Britney's struggling. It's blah, we have to hit the feminist women empowerment talking points. It's empowering that she's spinning around in circles. Oh, you know, they have to, they go into panic mode and they got to shut you down because when you start making sense, then their audience gets smarter. But when it comes to shows like The View, the entire purpose of that show existing is to dumb down the audience and to, in many ways, manipulate and bully the audience into submission. Bully you into viewing the world the same way these woke assholes do. That's basically what The View is all about. Their ratings suck. They have no business being on TV. People get way better views and ratings on YouTube. You know, all of these shows that are still on cable, it's over for them. None of these shows are making a profit. They simply exist to be propaganda. It's all state-run media at this point. We are no better than places like North Korea and stuff like that. That's all this is. They're throwing shows out there like The View. It's just propaganda. It's state-run media. But at the end of the day, as far as Britney's situation goes, I'm glad that people are waking up to what's going on here. Because this is something that should have been said a long time ago. And I think that Britney fans trying to attach themselves to this Wendy Williams situation, trying to re-spark the conversation about Britney, basically trying to use whatever Wendy Williams clout they can to bring more attention towards Britney, I think it may backfire on them. Because you have a lot of people that out here that got caught up in the hype of the Free Britney movement that never paid attention to what Britney did afterwards. And if these people saw even a small dosage of the things that I have shown you on this channel, these people would freak out. These people would know damn good and well in their heart, mind, and soul that the Free Britney movement was some nonsense and that woman needs help desperately. But right now, as we speak, this woman from The View that actually gave an honest opinion about Britney, she's getting absolutely destroyed on the internet. Not only did her co-host try to shut her down, but the internet is trying to cancel her. They're going absolutely insane, and it shows you the true nature of these people. You could never appease these type of people. The View is supposed to be about women empowerment, giving these women a platform to express their opinions. That's what it's supposed to be about. But if you go too far off the script, If your opinion doesn't really align with the others, automatically you're canceled. You don't matter. That's not women empowerment at all. These same people who claim to be feminists that fight for women's rights and fight for women to have a voice, they're the first ones to shut down women when they say things that they don't like, which is what's happening here. This was the most common sense thing I've heard from The View in as long as I can remember. But she was immediately shut down. And women all over the internet are attacking this woman. How could you do this? How could you say this? How could you possibly state the freaking obvious? But I'm telling you right now, when Britney's dead and gone, and it doesn't look like it might not be too long, when she's gone, all of these same people are going to just bawl their eyes out and act as if no one saw this coming. Everyone's going to pretend to be surprised. Everyone's going to ignore the fact that people like me have been ringing the alarm about this for years now. But with that being said, let me know your thoughts about this down in the comments below. While you're down there, hit that thumbs up, hit that subscribe. If you want to donate to the channel, you can do so via CashApp. I'll have my CashApp in the pinned comment. But with all that being said, I'll talk to you all soon in the next one.